It's 2026, I'm just an Englishman, and today I want to step way back to where the genre of real-time strategy games really began. This is Warcraft I Remastered, a modern update of Blizzard's very first Warcraft game, and the big question isn't, is the game old? Because obviously it is. The real question is, does it still feel worth playing in 2026? First, let's address what Warcraft I Remastered actually is. Warcraft I Remastered doesn't try to modernize the game design. Instead, it does something much more honest. It cleans up the visuals, moving away from the very pixelated graphics that can be hard to look at, and makes unit sprites more clear. It adds widescreen support, something that didn't actually work very well with my recording software in full screen mode, so I had to use windowed. Improves capability on modern systems. Unlike other games I've previously played, including Dungeon Keeper and Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds, I didn't come across any glitching and crashing with Warcraft I Remastered. And it leaves the core gameplay almost completely untouched, which is a blessing and a curse because there are improvements I would have personally made to the gameplay. This is still a very early RTS, which means small unit caps. Unlike some RTSs, you can't quickly build up an army of hundreds of units and flood the enemy base. You have to be more strategic. Limited control, movement path and pathing can be painful. I never seem to have got the attack move to work correctly. Simple resource economy. It takes a long time to get resources you need to build up your base and build an army, which makes the game much slower paced. Clear, direct objectives. There are no side quests or missions, and the only objective for every level is pretty much kill everything. There's no attempt to fix the original design, and that choice shapes the entire experience. So, first impressions. Well, booting up the game today feels refreshingly direct. No launchers fighting you, no bloated menus, no tutorials explaining what an RTS is. You're dropped straight into a mission, told what to do, and expected to figure it out and get on with it. And honestly, that alone already makes Warcraft 1 feel different from most modern games. As mentioned earlier, the remastered visuals help a lot here. They're clean, readable, and respectful of the original art style. Nothing flashy, just clear enough that you're not fighting the UI and still get that nostalgic look and feel. So moving on to the gameplay. Gameplay is simple, but not easy. This is where expectations matter. Warcraft I Remastered is not smooth by modern standards. Units don't stack well. Archers running constantly to try get in position themselves in front of your knights and footmen. Pathfinding is basic and at times frustrating. I found units would never make a direct run to the destination, always choosing longer routes, and would often get stuck on trees and other obstacles en route and do nothing. Micro is very limited in Warcraft 1. You can't just drag and select everything and brute force your way through. But here's the thing, the game is built around those limitations. Because units are harder to control, you think more about positioning, build more deliberately, commit to decisions instead of reacting constantly. Every mission asks, did you plan properly? Not, can you click fast enough? That design philosophy feels almost rare now. The gameplay feels clunky, quirky, retro, and nostalgic. Let's talk about difficulty and tension. Warcraft I Remastered doesn't ease you into victory. Some missions feel tight, some feel downright unforgiving. And while that might frustrate newer players, it also creates real tension. Losing units actually matters, mistakes snowball, and recovering feels earned, not guaranteed. In 2026, this kind of design feels bold. Not always comfortable, but memorable. Warcraft I Remastered doesn't hold your hand and expects you to learn from trial and error. You may get stuck on a level and have to work it out like a puzzle through trial and error. I know I had to play through a few levels a couple of times before I was able to move on to the next one. So what about campaign structure and pacing? The campaigns are straightforward. There's two of them, human campaign and orc campaign. The general idea with these is to build, defend, push forward and survive pressure. But what stands out today is the pacing. Warcraft 1 doesn't rush you with constant objectives. It lets the difficulty grow naturally through map layout, pressure and resource constraints. You're never overwhelmed with systems, only with consequences. Moving on to the audio and atmosphere, the sound design is refreshed, minimal but effective. Clear audio cues, simple music, no clutter. Combined with the slower pace, it creates a surprisingly tense atmosphere, especially in later missions. You're not reacting to spectacle, you're waiting to see if your plan either worked or slowly falls apart. I like how some of the classic sayings are now much clearer than the original, such as zug zug and dabble dabble. So an important question many people will ask is, how does it feel compared to modern RTS games? This is important. Warcraft 1 Remastered is not trying to compete with modern RTS games. It doesn't have deep tech trees, complex faction mechanics, and massive battles. What it offers instead is focus, clarity, and intentional design. In 2026, it feels less like a competitor and more like a reminder. RTS doesn't need to be complicated or complex to be engaging. So let's be honest, this game is not for everyone. You probably won't enjoy it if you need modern quality of life features, you expect fast fluid unit control, or you want cinematic presentation. But you will enjoy it if you like classic retro RTS design. You enjoy learning through failure, trial and error. You want to understand where the RTS genre began. And of course, if you're playing for that nostalgia from your childhood. So after 20 or 30 hours of playing Warcraft 1, completing both the Orc campaign and the human campaign, what is my verdict in 2026? Well, in 2026, Warcraft 1 Remastered can feel less like a nostalgia product and more like a playable piece of RTS history. It's rough in places, rough around the edges, it's strict, it doesn't apologise for its age, but it's also focused, honest and surprisingly rewarding if you meet it on its own terms. This game isn't a game that tries to impress you, it's a game that asks, are you willing to slow down and think? And if you are, it still has a lot to offer. Personally, I am glad I played this despite it being a mix of fun and frustration. I would have liked to have seen the unit AI refreshed and some of the controls modernised more, much like my knights and footmen constantly getting stuck on the trees and then not doing anything and ending up to dead. But I do like this game. I am glad I played it. I would give this game a 5.5 out of 10 and would only really recommend this game if you really want to see where RTS and Warcraft really began, was influenced from, and if classic retro gaming and nostalgia is your thing. If this is a game you played through your childhood, then certainly I would recommend you coming back for the remastered version and playing it again. Otherwise, I'd put this to one side and probably not play it, not buy it, because there's plenty of other games out there which are a much better choice for your time than this game. So that's a wrap. If you enjoyed this review, feel free to give me a like on the video, subscribe for more classic RTS content. A little spoiler, Warcraft 2 is up next for my playthrough and then eventually a review. And of course, I'm genuinely curious, does everyone like Warcraft 1? Have you played Warcraft 1? And do you think early RTS design still holds up better than some modern systems today, or not at all? Thanks for watching, and bye for now.